well, this is a big part of the conversations I'm having as well. And part of what I want to do is create that framework of how we can, I feel like it has to come from inside the ufology community, a pathway for that disclosure that's done in a way that people can actually digest. So I do, from that perspective, understand the drip feeding, because some of the biggest shifts that are going to happen, well, for starters, if the government, if all of our country's governments came out at the same time and said, well, actually, yes, this is real, then the first question that's going to be on a lot of people's minds is going to be, well, is this a national security threat? What does that mean for us in terms of security, military? So some people will definitely think about that. But the other thing that's going to happen, and this will be widespread across the board, is it changes our very fundamental human identity. And that, for some people, is a lot to take in. We are used to being, like the apex predator of this planet, as naive as that is, that is what we're used to. And when you go and tell a population of 7.9 billion people that, oh, sorry, guys, there are beings out there in this universe that are operating in multidimensional time space, who have intelligent technology, who are far superior in so many industries that we are not even remotely close to, that is huge. It's quite threatening to, you could say, the human ego, the human identity, a very fundamental concept of who we are. And this is where, I feel like when this does happen, all the life coaches out there are going to have a field day, because they're going to be stepping in and supporting everyone, if they can, if they're not having a meltdown themselves, So I can see the writing on the wall. It's so clear that if this is not done properly, that there is room for this to happen in a not great way. The worst case scenario of this is it leads to intergalactic war, and obviously nobody actually wants that. And so there is a question of, well, how do we disclose this to the public in a way that people are going to be able to digest, and start talking about how to do it in a way that allays the fears of the general public, but also the government, because I suspect there is fear coming from the government too, that if they disclose something, that there will be repercussions to that. I mean, from what I know about the United States are very patriotic people. As soon as they find out that the government has hidden information or done something like this, there's room for big uproar, revolutionary movements, rioting, like all sorts. And so there is a question mark as to how do we do this in a way where all the parties are working together, and we don't upset the general public in such a way that there is going to be a big